Alright, so welcome back. Hopefully all of you guys are having a fabulous day here today. We are back on Pokemon TCG Pocket. As you all know, currently the meta is in a... Where is the meta? In what way is the meta right now? I have no idea, but it's in a definite place. Where, again, in a place that we're going to talk about currently some of the best decks to be run in this meta. If you're wondering, hey, I need some high win rate decks, what do you got for me, Go-Go? And I got you. Today, we're going to go through some of the high ones that we've seen and some of the ones that are currently demolishing in tournaments and such. And again, some of the decks that you might want to operate if you need a higher rank in ranked. Again, I'm sorry to push this agenda here, but yeah, some of these decks are really much pissing off the community, so apologies if this increases the usage of these decks. But today, let's jump into it. New to the channel, like and subscribe, it helps out a ton. Again, make sure to enter into the giveaway. Comment down below Deoxys, be subscribed. First winner on screen. Please contact me on Twitter if you want to go and claim your winnings. Let's jump into things here today. Let's have some fun. So first things first, this is the Limitless entire site over here. We do have a bunch of decks here that are operated, that are working, that are currently doing very, very good in some of the tournaments being held here. Pretty much we can look at like over here, kind of how it's looking, the share of usage, the count of how many people are actually operating these, the score, if you're wondering like win, loss, and so on and so forth. Over here, the win rate is also provided to us. So for now, some decks are pushing 60% win rates, which is absolutely like insane to think about. And again, this is a deck that's not an EX deck. Can't say that EXs are just, you know, taking over the meta. There is one EX deck that exists here. Beyond that, not many EX decks. Let's be very honest here, but there is one that is currently stomping. And unironically, this set was a bit more, in my opinion, underwhelming to a degree, but a card that was not meant to be one of the main cards per se is definitely doing very, very good for where it is. If you're wondering how these decks are looking, I will show them in a second, but pretty much where the top cards are, or top decks are pretty much Buzzwole, EX, and Pheromosa over here. Silvally over here with Rampardos, Giratina with Darkrai, Meowscarada with Decidueye, and Decidueye EX Decidueye. So pretty much that's up there. Giratina EX, Magnezone. Remember, when you get to these lower mounts over here, sure, the win rate looks high to you, but it's not exactly how it operates because, again, the count is so low, it's easier to get more of a win rate when it's lower. And now you look at like the higher tier used, right, decks, these maintaining a win rate above these while being how much more used. That's what you gotta focus on, right? Well, yes, we can open up what like we see over here with the scores. So we'll rate it by score. Actually, we can rate it by place. No, we can keep it like this. So third out of 409. Third out of 409. What is it looking like, right? If you're wondering what they got, third out of 409 popped off with this deck over here. 2 Pheromosa, 2 Buzzwole, 2 Celesteela. Over here we got 2, 2 Erica, 2 111, 2 12. That's what it looks like over here for this deck, okay? That was basically the top third out of 409, which is a very big matchup, right? Over here, we get another one. This is now number 2. This one's run a little bit differently. Buzzwole times 2, Pheromosa times 2, Celesteela times 2, but 1 Kartana. So that's, again, a bit different here. 2 Lusamine, which was, again, different too. Cyrus, Guzma, sorry. Mars, Pokeball, Leaf Cape, Erica, Professor's Research. So, again, this one run a little bit differently, okay? Now I'm going to blow your mind because I think the next one is run entirely differently. So this is this person over here, first of 62. 9-1 was the score. What did they run? They ran this over here. So 2 Kartana, 2 Pheromosa, 1 Buzzwole, 1 of this. So entirely different, mind you. And then also they run this over here instead of that, and Pokemon Communication. So a very, again, different version of that deck there. But if whatever version you want to run, you're more than welcome to. This is 9th of 409. So again, very, very big placement over there. So now entirely different again. Now 2 Kartana, 2 Buzzwole, 2 Pheromosa, 2 Celesteela over there. Professor's Research, Pokemon Center Lady, Red, Erica, Cyrus, Lusamine, Pokeball, Red Card, and Leaf Cape. So whichever variant you want to go for, these are what they look like to be the top decks. Up to you, whichever one you want to try, whichever one falls in your playstyle, but that is mainly for what you have over here with Buzzwole, EX, and Pheromosa. That's currently what it looks like, right? 453 wins, 50% out of that, 350 losses over there, 6 ties. So that's what they got there. But for Silvally over here, this is with Rampardos, 498 wins, 61 win rate. That is insanity. Over here, first. Look at how many firsts you have. So we'll just go through all of the first over here. So this is the first of 409, mind you. First of 409. This is what the deck looks like. We have Type Null, Silvally over here. We have the Evolution Line for Rampardos. And then these are the trainer cards. I think this one maintains more of a similar aspect. Not like insanely different, but we shall know right now. So this is No, it maintains. Yeah, it maintains a bit similar. Different trainers. Right? You have Giovanni over here. You have Pokemon Center Lady on the right there. So again, two different ones. This was the first one that was again out of 409. First out of 409. This was first out of 177. This was the deck that was run. So again, whichever variant you were more than welcome to use. Beyond that, so we'll do like top 3 this time because again, keep the thing a little shorter here. This is what they also ran. So Giovanni was in this one, right? Another one that wasn't there. Guzma's over there too, and then Fossil. They both have Fossil. So there you go. But yeah, this is again one of the other ones that was run. You can see maintaining that same shtick, right? Same shtick of the same cards as these ones: 2-2-1-2, 2-2-1-2, 2-2-1-2. Right? You can see that. So that's what it is. Depending on whichever one version of this you want to run, more than welcome to. But again, you see these are the top versions being ran. Now, Giratina EX. Darkrai EX, there was a first of 38 here. Not much, right? As you can kind of see, per se. Didn't get first, but that Silvally deck is just slaughtering, per se. Darkrai 2, Giratina 2, 1 over here, and then all of the trainers, pretty much. But I think that this one will be a bit different every time, right? This clearly is going to be very different. So this is first of 38. Not a huge, like, destruction thing, but maintained... similar cards, bit different, right? Cape is there, no cape. So again, this is the other variant that was run, and then we'll take the third one. So this is 11th of 409. So a lot of slaughtering occurred. But no, they removed over here one of the beasts. They kept one of the basic decks over here, which is Darkrai, Giratina, and then this stuff over here. So Darktina still made it, all right, as far as it did. Still held up pretty well, but still a very high win rate, right? Whatever it is. What is the win rate on this one? The win rate is 51% win rate, 300 losses, 329. It was either a coin flip, right? A coin flip match, depending on the decks you're going against. Mind you, also it's like a big stat you can kind of see. Like these are the decks, like you will slaughter. So if you're running like, also this is why the site's really good. If you're running against Silvally over here, 40% of this was win rate. Now let's say that you were running our first one over here. What was the win rate against? So 50% too. Look at that. It's a coin flip matchup. Depending on that, it was either a win or a loss, depending maybe who goes first, depending on the RNG, depending on whatever. So it goes to show you none of these really slaughter Silvally. So if you want to counter to that, it's going to be a thing to look into. Over here, you had... Wow. Meowscarada and Decidueye. 11% win rate against... Wow, okay. So depending on if you're seeing a lot of those decks, this is the deck to avoid, right? Depending on if you want to run this too, it's not a very, very, you see, high placing deck. So I might just avoid this one. I'll just show one of these. As you can see, it's not a very high placing deck, but it's still a deck maybe that you want to build. It's a deck that you own, a deck that you can run. What's what it looks like over here? Meowscarada line, and then the Rowlet Decidueye line, and then these are the trainers that were being used here. So as you can see, right, I'm curious on what slaughters then Silvally, right? What slaughters that? So Magnezone, was this doing it with matchups and such? 56, so this was doing a bit better, but again, not as much matches ran, per se. Okay, now, Charizard, bit higher, right, but that's against that, not the best against this. So yeah, looks like they're just eating so good. Incineroar EX, Incineroar should be doing good against it, no? No, 44, so yeah, that looks like just one of the decks that just is countering most. It's where it puts it to a coin flip match, so very, very rough. See that? But again, if you're wondering what the top 3 decks are, these are the top 3 decks right now. Buzzwole EX, Pheromosa, Silvally, Rampardos, Giratina, and so basically Darktina, right? That's what we have as some of the higher win rate decks here. Depending on what you want to run here, depending on which variant of this you want to run, again, there is a clear different variant for each of these decks here. For example, maybe this one, maybe be this one, maybe be this one. After a bit of testing, you can check that. But if you're wondering for this, we can kind of get more of an answer, right? For this one, clearly, first of 409 is a huge sweep. That's what this deck looked like for 409. That's what it looked like. So maybe that's the deck you want to run, per se, after 409, right? Very crazy stuff. So let me know what you think. Let me know which one you're running. Let me know how it's going for you in the meta and such. And have fun. Yeah, that's really what I got for you here today. Hope you guys enjoyed it.